I'm back at it on a Monday morning with about 93% humidity, and I'm not even joking. So last time we were putting up all these walls, and we forgot a wee little wall right here that's mostly a door. That goes back to the historic tax credit stuff with the State Historic Preservation Office. There was a door there, so they want a door there. So I guess we're going to get started doing that. And then the rest of this up here, we got to put some flat framing on a bunch of the walls. And we need a ceiling up here. So we'll figure out how to do that, because we're not going to get 2x6s that span side to side, but we have walls to put them on except up front. So we'll probably kind of alter our direction of how it all goes to make it work between the rooms, but we'll figure it out. So first up, turn a few pieces of this lumber into a short wall. Oh, there's our forgotten door. With the heat, just a little oopsie. It happens. Now, this is a bit of a tricky closet, and I didn't want it to die into that sharp corner. Drywall would have never been good, although you'd never really see it that much anyway. So just took 2x4s, put them together. That makes workable. Okay, good enough. That makes a workable spot, so we'll just need to add a few more blocks in there for drywall backing. Oh, we're up to the ceiling. Again, somehow there's still demolition work to do. That's gonna leave a little bit of a mess. Better you than me.
Yeah, there's a chute over there too.
Yeah, so we cut the ceiling out here over a year and a half ago when we replaced all the roof rafters up there halfway back. And little remnants got left behind. This one looks like it's not insulation covered, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, just missed. Rim shot. There we go. Maybe that's the last of the demolition.
Maybe.
I bet it's not. At least we got a dumpster. We went out and picked up all of the 2x6s that we need for the ceiling. And at this point, the easiest way is just set them up on the stairs and pull them through instead of working through the hallway there. So we'll work these all in. Alright, so a little course correction as we go here. If you look here, especially on that plate that meets up to the wall, we're right at the pockets. But then here, where it didn't all shift down over that window, it's higher. If you look closely, you can really tell right there. But I think it's about higher by adding another top plate. So we cut all of these basically as the same height going forward, and didn't account for that difference because we really weren't thinking about it. And I guess it's probably an easy fix, so we can just use the walls to break the differences, so you won't see it like with this doorway here. You won't see that we changed it from the front part of the hall to back here in the hall. So I think that all works out okay, and we can just pop our temporary tie blocks there and double plate over like a typical new construction method, and all's well that ends well. Meanwhile, this could use a little bit of cleaning. Like I said, it's all pretty simple, so I got everything double top plated in the front couple rooms here, and then use the 2x6 back here that double purposes as drywall backing there. So at that point, we'll just have an arrangement of 2x6s up there, and it's going to vary a little bit by room just on what made the most sense lengthwise. So it's actually going to end up split in the front room. 12-footer just makes it here. So it'll all work out nicely, and we can use 8s out here that kind of double duty into both hallways. And then divide and conquer today, also getting the window trim stripped off, and well, a lot of plaster with it. That's wholly unsurprising. So got the first 5, I guess, here done. Doing a little bit of the plaster cleanup. It really came off in that whole room, basically. Yeah, I bet some more falls off as we go. And then back here, got 3 more windows and the door to clear off. That'll get us ready for the flat framing, which we're gonna do after we finish the ceiling. Thought it made sense to put the ceiling up first, I guess. I don't know if it makes much of a difference. Gotta make a decision one way or the other. So, got a stack here. Do need to mark some layout up there, and we'll roll the rest of them up there. Come on, hit it. Alright, another window cleaned up. Now you got a mess on the floor.
Yeah, and above it yet too.
Maybe tomorrow's problem. Up here in the ceiling's not exactly my favorite place to be at the moment. It's not pleasant, but you can see, pretty simple. Just toenail in the ceiling joists here. And then we're leaving this section right here loose because the HVAC guys want to get their rigid ductwork up here in a relatively easy manner, and that is better than them cutting it out of the way. All we gotta do is come back and just roll it up whenever they're here. It's supposed to be sometime this week. They measured everything up last week. They said they'd be back this week, so they'll get to suffer up here just like us. And then, like I said, gotta run one over to there to catch the rest of them here, because, well, we could have gotten that with the 16, but chose to just do it with 12, so the quality's better. And then from here over to the wall, we will actually reuse those pockets. We'll need just a little bit of a trim on an 8-footer here to make that work over to this joist. So that should be pretty simple, except we got to figure out how to clean some of those pockets out that are kind of out of reach. We are using the pockets over on this side, and they're a little hard to clean out over the stairs, but I realized I got a little extension pull to use. This is maybe a bit of an off-label use of a framing square, but it works. Unfortunately, that still leaves the middle, because that seems to be as far as I can reach. So there's about 5 or 6 of them there that I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do. Maybe just reach over with the blower and make a bit more of a mess, but it'll work, presumably. And more plaster going out to the dumpster. I'll also note the dew point is 75 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It is just disgusting up here in the ceiling area. I'm dripping sweat, and it is 9 a.m. Alright, so we got a little sort of being going up here and just picking it up myself. Oh, yeah, let's see. There we go. A slightly taller ladder made out of earth. Alright, so we'll nail these together. We'll be out here across, and then we'll put a ledger board on the front. We'll go side to side. That makes the span easier to handle than what was there. We could have gotten 18-foot 2x6s. I can't imagine how twisty those would be based on when we typically get 18-foot lumber. So this should work. First ledger board's up there. As you can see, it's treated, of course. Two of us put it up there, stuck it in the pocket on this side, and then I leveled it, and we got the 2x4 there holding it in place at that level. So now it's just drilling a bunch of holes and putting a bunch of Tapcons in place, not sponsored. So then we have a second shorter piece next to it, and we just run back and forth. So should be all pretty simple as long as they grab. That's always the question. Is it hard enough to actually grab? Do they snap? Well, even if that one didn't go so great, others will. We can put as many as we need in there, and they'll probably all land exactly where we want to put the ceiling joists. Well, unfortunately, we're still getting crushed by this humidity. It feels just, I can't even describe how nasty it is up in the ceiling here. But got the whole front ledger and got some of the mid here. We're actually in our own way for that. And I haven't decided if I want to run those all the way across to that or keep running across. Or maybe help the drywallers to keep this direction. I don't know. I'm not the drywaller, so I don't care too much. And then got a chunk of the 8-footers side to side and the rest of these here in place. So that starting to look like something. All right, I guess I'll figure this part out. Well, HVAC's always got some needs. And they need to squeeze some returns in for the basement unit, so since these don't stack, they want us to shift a couple studs over. You can see there. You can see their marks. They're not carpenters, but we'll be fine. So 2 shift over, and then we'll actually have to add a third. And even though we stacked framing, we're good to go because we got the double top plate, so no concerns there. So got there, got some marks. Well, you can't really see them too well because they're kind of covered. Marks cut through by 4x10. 4x10 venting for the outlet, and then we got to cut through here and already moved the blocks there for another return, but this one no move, just through the plate in the subfloor because it's between the joists. And that pretty much wraps up down here. We missed a stud here, and there's a couple studs where the refrigerator goes, so we'll pop those in while we're taking care of this. All right, I haven't done much in the way of recording while we work today, just trying to get things done in the heat. Heat index is into the hundreds. The dew point is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't even know what it's up in the ceiling here, but we got more of it done. So just a couple gaps to fill up here as soon as we move our lumber out of the way, because can't get ladders there. And then just one more small gap here where we have our funny height transition. So as you can see, we're just nailing that side higher up, and then nothing will conflict with either side being different, and then leaving that out, like I mentioned, over the mechanical closet, and then a ductwork sliding spot. So I think we can get this finished today before we drop over from heat exhaustion. We have finished the ceiling up. Glad that's done. Less time poking around up there in the hottest spot. So now we need to get the flat framing in a bunch of sections along here. Not the front wall. And we are doing this portion of this side wall, but nothing in the stair hall. Keep as much space as possible there. So it'll be, some of these are mostly windows, so I guess we'll see what we got, but we got 2x2s and 2x4s, so we'll start measuring up spots and putting things together. Well, it looks like it's time to get the religious adornments down. Nobody looking over us anymore, I guess. And getting the walls for the front room assembled here, putting all 4 of them together, and then we'll plumb them into place. Gotta make sure you don't nail it to the floor with the flat. It happens sometimes even on a regular stud wall, but looks like we're good. Here's a bit of a problem. We assembled the wall for the bathroom over here in the middle bedroom, and we thought pull a block and we can fit it through, but there's still not enough space on the angle to fit it through, which I guess is maybe not surprising. So I guess the easiest approach there is just cut this in half. It doesn't really affect anything. There's no bearing or whatever, so that'll definitely fit through. Can't be easy. Oh, got it in half. This should work.
Oh.
Well, that must not be nailed tight enough because I cut it clear.
Up in the corner.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's see where we're going with this one.
You just gotta match your cuts since you didn't measure.
Now I'm getting stuck.
Get your bottom corner toward the wall. There you go. Just need a little wiggle. Now you're just catching nails.
Wire up there, gotta get out of the way. And nails.
Okay, well, that'll work. Where there's a will, there's a way. This did not work so well, so knock the end stud out, and then it fits. Now we just gotta redo that. Ended up with a bit of a tight spot around the window in one of the bathrooms, so ripping this down to 2 3/4 inches to fit on the flat. And I will say, battery saws are not always the best at ripping, but putting a big amp hour battery makes a big difference on a rip. They really drain down a battery quickly, and the extra power in here definitely a help. Well, we're headed out just a little bit early because we are a little short on 2x4s and it's grossly hot up there again. So closing things up, but just heard some rumbles of thunder down there, so maybe not a bad time to leave anyway. Oh, found the storm. Just past the big box. Looks like we'll stay dry. I'll take it. Well, got another exciting day of basically 100% humidity. We'll see how hot it gets today. Got our longest wall section going up here. Almost 10 feet. Got a little extension on there. And I think we're gonna have a bit of a problem at the end here. There's still some plaster up there.
Yeah, at both ends.
Yeah. Come on, demo guys. Well, I don't think they're coming back to do it for us. So I guess we need to knock that out before that can actually go in place. Well, this wall was built backward, but probably a simple solution here of just roll the whole thing over because it's only 8 feet long. And there we go. Nope. Nope. Ah, no. Now there's stuff falling. Ah, what a disaster. Okay, here we go. Try 2. And, well, that was an interesting choice. I mean, the top is the bottom and the bottom is the top, but whatever.
More plaster.
Call the cleanup crew.
It doesn't fit.
Oh, it fits. It definitely fits. I can still see the gap up top. All right.
That's all right. I lost the broom.
It's
it's right here.
Right here. All right. I'm gonna measure up for the final 2 sections. Seems like there's always another spot that you need some drywall backing put in. So that also needs to be, well, this side's different. That just needs it on the flat. But yeah, those wall intersections always need to fill in. For this exterior wall here, I was thinking I needed to tear off that old, like, degraded OSB, I think that is. I'm really not entirely sure, to get it a little tighter to the outside, but just measured up and turns out it is just a tick over 60 inches wide here, and that's exactly what we want for the tub and plumb going up. So that actually turns out quite nicely. So a little bit of gap there doesn't hurt anything. And then this is the wall we had to cut in half to be able to get it in here. So of course just need to line that up across. Everything up on the second floor is now complete. I think, at least. So we got all these flat framed walls plumbed up. Took a while, didn't really record any of it because it's just so brutally hot up here. We just wanted to get stuff done, and as you can maybe notice, added a bunch more drywall blocking in, all sorts of various spots. Keep the drywallers happy. If they do a good job, they make everything after much easier. So next time we're back, we need to get down to the first floor and just do one flat frame wall there, a little spot by the refrigerator, and then just kind of rando stuff for the HVAC guys. Need the vent outlets, cut in the floor, and various other things. So just a little bit of wrap-up stuff, and then we're basically done with the framework in this house, and we can head to the other side of this brick wall and get that going. You got the sneak peek, 3 or 4 videos ago on that.